Okay. Teachers and students are educational partners. So they share their success or they share their failures. So there is no way one party is succeeded and the other party failed. So there is no way they can, they're split. So both succeed, both fail. So that's, teacher and student relationship, and their relationship is reciprocal, interrelated. They share everything. However, in the classroom, teacher is a classroom manager. So they manage a whole classroom like a store manager, and they understand what's going on in the classroom. That's why we say witness teacher. They have eyes all around their head. They can monitor every single child from the front corner to the back corner. They must have all eyes around them, must be able to acknowledge everybody's behaviors, everybody's doing, and who's on task, who's off task, who has weaknesses, who has strengths, and then who's good at in math, who's good at not that great in comprehension. So teacher is very promptly walk around and help. So number one skill is, of course, teachers' teaching skills. Teachers' teaching skill requires a good voice. That voice is not soft, sweet voice. It's a teacher's voice. Teacher's voice a little bit high tone, very clear articulation. And then they have some charismatic voice and speech. So in front of the classroom, when they teach the whole class, they should be able to walk or look around, and their eyes always each child face to make sure everybody understands and following their lessons. Okay, so it's not really like, when they even, write on the, whiteboard, they do not show their back to the students, always just sideways, stand still, just their faces in, looking the students front, and then they're just arms stretched out, and then they just wrote, but eyes on there, and only just glance their whiteboard, but still, continuously watch the children. So that's how children be attentive. As soon as the teacher's attention is just distracted, children are all off task. So that's, basically what teacher and children's relationships. Even though they are educational partner, obviously teacher is a leader of the classroom, and they lead all children. So the teacher needs their own mental health, their own emotional, competence, and then their, cognitive empathy is very important to understand each child, each student's internal world, their frustration, their desperation, their desire, and they just get those and then promptly or proactively could work with the child. And then students' act and behaviors, pretty much, action and behaviors, it's good behaviors, not that great behaviors. It's all based on how they participate in the classroom. If children feels they are staying very isolated, staying in their own land, it's very distanced, no feeling of belongings, and then they are not going to show their great behaviors. It's not they intended to disrupt the class and be a bad, evil. So it's not that. It's just like, that's their, child basic, nature. So they are social animals and social creature, and then they are very social, and they are craving adult attention, adult affection, adult, recognition, and those are, and then adults approval. Those needs are met, and then pretty much students are very, they are cooperative, and they follow the teachers, and they trust their teachers. of course, their social emotional competence is very important. And then even, at home, they are not just like a great homes they have. However, once they come to school, and then how teacher treat them, individual students, how much they show and care, and then students could have inside the classroom could have their, competence. And it's very important, self-competence and efficacy. So mental health is another one. So they both could be, success, failure. It's just they share that. So it is one part very important, and then what teacher need functions, and then what cognitive functions students need. Okay, and this is it, I think.